In this series, I'm looking at and reviewing different AI tools and apps that you can use for free to improve your English and how likely it is that my job and other English teachers' jobs are in danger. And today I'm reviewing the app Talkit. Now, I know as students, you want to practice your English by speaking to someone and getting feedback, but that's really scary. What if they say your English is bad? But you also know you need to be judged. You need to know where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are. That stuff helps you learn and improve. And this is where I think Talkit has really nailed it. And honestly, I'm kind of sad that I didn't make this app because this is the sort of thing I would want to make if I could, but I can't. Okay, so to get set up, create your account, choose your avatar. I've chosen this guy. And probably your first experience will be walking around in this 3D world. So you're basically this avatar walking around in this little universe here. This is where I'm very impressed. So you can interact with all these other avatars in this 3D world, and they will give you feedback. They will judge you, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Because they're AIs. They don't have opinions. This will give you all the feedback you want without any of the judgment. All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to go find someone to talk to. Maya Daniels, a psychologist.
Hi, I'm Maya Daniels, an engaging psychologist who loves analyzing personality types. What do you want to know more about me?
This is a new person and I'm very awkward. I don't know how to start a conversation. This is a very common complaint I get from my students. I don't know how to start a conversation in English. I don't know how to do small talk. What do I ask? What's appropriate? This app tells you exactly how to do that. So if I tap this little light bulb, ask about her job as a psychologist. What am I supposed to say though? Like,
Hey, so what does a psychologist do?
I don't know. If I tap the other light bulb, hi Maya, nice to meet you. What do you enjoy most about being a psychologist?
I love helping people understand themselves better and seeing them grow. What about you? What do you enjoy doing?
What about me?
I enjoy to go for walking.
Walking is great for clearing the mind. As a psychologist, I help people by guiding them to understand their thoughts and feelings. What kind of places do you like walking in?
It will pick up on your mistakes, your errors, but not in an intrusive way. So if you just want a flowy conversation, you can have that. It'll tell you, okay, you made a mistake, but it won't interrupt the conversation. So I said, I enjoy to go for walking. We know that's a mistake. It has corrected me to say, it's better to say, I enjoy going for walks. This system of feedback doesn't exist in a regular classroom. I personally, as a teacher, will adjust how much correction and feedback I give each student individually. So I will adjust accordingly. But what if that student doesn't want any correction that lesson? What if they just want to practice conversation and not be interrupted? This lets you do that. I hate it. What I like is that you're not restricted in the topics you talk about. So this is good at prompting you in a certain direction and will help you. But if you just want to talk about anything else, you can. What things do you like to cook?
I enjoy cooking simple, healthy meals like salads and stir fries. It's a great way to unwind.
Cool. And if I didn't know the word unwind?
Unwind.
And I can translate it into my language if my app language was set to another language. Also, side note, I've got my app set to English. They showed me they've already got Vietnamese and Korean already released by the time this video comes out. So if your language isn't on there, I'm sure it will be in a future update. That sounds really good. What are you going to do tonight?
Tonight, I plan to catch up on some reading and maybe watch a movie. How about you?
It feels like we're getting chatty now. So now our relationship level is at level 1 and this avatar is now my friend. So with those relationships you build in the 3D world, you can go to your contacts page and these avatars now become your friends, I guess. So if you don't have real friends, now if I want to go back and talk to any of my friends that I've made, I can go back, talk to Maya, for example. Boom, we're back in the cafe.
Hey, Allie. It's Maya, your lively psychologist friend.
It's training you to have real English conversations and therefore real English relationships in pretty much every setting you can imagine. So casual, business, whatever setting you need to train for, that's what this app does. And I think that's how you're supposed to look at it, as like a English trainer in a very literal sense. The speech function is definitely its strongest feature, and it's free to use for everyone, for every account. But you don't get unlimited conversation, which does make sense. It costs a lot of money to have the latest model of AI running your app, especially with speech recognition. I get that. And the way this makes that work is each conversation costs you energy. The way to get more energy is with gems. We all know this type of transaction through other mobile games. And if this function is coming into the education space, I'm all for it. You can make the person you want to talk to. I'm going to use their prompt. I want to talk to Harry Potter. I want to be Voldemort. And the scenario is best pancake toppings. Let's create it.
Good evening. Once again, we meet under these ancient rafters. Dare I ask your preferred pancake topping?
I prefer strawberries and maple syrup. What about you?
A predictable choice. I favor blueberries with a hint of lemon zest.
That's a really basic choice, and I think you're basic.
We may be enemies, but even you should expand your palate.
What they want you to do is follow a course, which I can find in the bottom corner down here. So let's see what we can do.
Hey there. Let's dive into some expressions for making new friends. Today's phrase, I didn't catch your name. It's a polite way to ask someone to repeat their name if you didn't hear it the first time.
Sorry, I didn't catch name.
Almost there.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Well done. Now, let's move on to another useful phrase, how's going?
How's going?
You need to include the specific thing you're asking.
How's the guitar practice going?
Nicely done. We often use how's going to ask about someone's progress or how something is in their life.
How's your running going?
Exactly. All right, that's it for today. See you next class.
One thing I've noticed is this app is very gamified. So if you had all of these language points in a worksheet, I'm not gonna learn them. It's very boring. However, because this is gamified in every step of the way, it's like, hey, you're doing a great job, and doing those flashing lights and things that give me those dopamine hits. That keeps me playing. And again, if it's for education, I'm all for it. If it's just to keep me addicted to a game, hate it. Education, for it. Game, new.
Excuse me, is this seat taken?
It is now.
Thank you. Nice cafe, isn't it?
They even understand jokes. I like cafe. Nice meeting you. My day been good.
Glad to hear that. I'm here for a quick break from work. How about you?
Okay, so the reason I was making those mistakes is that it should save those mistakes in my drill hub. So if I go on to review and then mistake review, I can see all the mistakes that I've made, practice them until I feel confident enough, so I'm legit learning at my own pace. All right, so what else do we have? If you don't have time to jump into that 3D world, like you're on a train going to work, you're on a bus, you don't want to speak into your phone like a dork, you can go to your practice hub. And this gives you really, really simple exercises to work with in your free time, all those little extra few minutes you have where you don't want to have a little conversation. You can just practice like your idioms, your phrasal verbs. Like this one, what does jump back into mean? I'm pretty sure it means that. Boom, done, I got some points. Nice. Now I feel good about myself.
During the lunch break, Emma couldn't wait to spill the tea about her colleague's surprise party that was planned for the weekend.
So it's really good. The language seems very modern. It's not like textbook English either. So yeah, if you didn't know, to spill the tea means to share gossip or tell someone secrets that you shouldn't tell. Nothing about real tea. So if you don't have time for a whole conversation, that took 3 minutes, a few questions, my brain is working in English. That's all I want. I don't want any more. So where is AI in English education going? Well, for the moment, I'm not 100% sure, but what I have seen, I'm very impressed with. For example, this app. To quote Marques Brownlee, "This is the worst it will ever be. It will only get better from here because it keeps progressing and getting better." So I'm really curious to see a year from now, even a month from now, to see how much they've grown and adapted and progressed. So maybe check in with me again a year from now. I'm curious. I mean, as I said, this is the type of app I would make if I could, but I can't. All of the situations you want to practice your spoken English in, this just has it. It's very annoying. The good news is Talkit is the sponsor of today's video, therefore you get something good. So they've given you guys, or at least the first 100 of you guys, 500 gems, which you can redeem if you click your avatar and then click down here, redeem. Use my code, you'll get those 500 free gems. And what would you like to see get reviewed in the next video? See you in the next class. Bye.